Hey guys, what's up? Flexing here to talk about Call of Duty, more specifically Sledgehammer Games and what could have been. So for those of you who may not have seen, MINNMAX posted clips from an interview between Ben Hansen and Brett Robbins discussing Robbins' time as creative director over at Sledgehammer. But before we get into it, please be sure to like this video, leave a comment when it's over, and subscribe for more content. So, going in chronological order, he mentions their Vietnam shooter they were working on when they first got hired on by Activision. He explains that it was in fact a third-person Vietnam shooter meant to be gritty and rough, and a bit of what he calls a mix between Call of Duty meets Uncharted, but a big portion of it was, what can the crew from Dead Space bring to Call of Duty? And he said they did achieve a demo level, but that was about as far as they got. They didn't even pull out a full-on plan or story for the project by the time Activision made them shift over to supporting Infinity Ward while working on Modern Warfare 3. But if you listen closely in the interview, Brett doesn't refer to it initially as Modern Warfare 3, he refers to it as World War 3.
Hold on to Modern Warfare 3, or was that after Modern Warfare 3?
No, that was, yeah, that's why we got onto World War 3, Infinity War.
Now, some old school fans may recognize the significance within that because back in the day, there were reports that World War 3 was the original title they were thinking of going with for Modern Warfare 3 before execs considered the title too open for a game, which later in development aimed a story intended to close out the franchise. And he says from there, they were set to work on Advanced Warfare, which he said out of all their projects had more of their DNA in it. Then he said they had in fact left the end open for a sequel and were in fact focused on making Advanced Warfare 2. They had made prototypes, and he remembers they had even finished a demo level, but for reasons he couldn't specify, he said it felt like, quote, World War 2 had come back, and executives were making the move to switch Sledgehammer's gears to a World War 2 shooter, which in all honesty was probably in response to the great reception to Battlefield's historical shooter lineup at the time, not to mention fans were becoming very blunt, expressing their exhaustion with boost jump Call of Duties. By the time Infinite Warfare's trailer dropped, fans were just pissed to say the least, so the decision overall is not surprising, or was not surprising, but Brett does mention that executives at least held a meeting asking the devs if they would be okay or happy with dropping Advanced Warfare 2 to instead work on a World War II shooter. And Brett seems to indicate that there wasn't a majority of hands in favor of the switch, but a surprising number of hands nonetheless. When asked if he could go back to work for Call of Duty and either finish their third-person Vietnam shooter or go back and finish Advanced Warfare 2, he pauses and then replies sternly, Advanced Warfare 2, also adding that in hindsight, they should have probably hired somebody other than Kevin Spacey. I really thought this was an interesting interview. Please go check out the full interview over at MINNMAX. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, keep the conversation going, and I will catch you guys next time.